mune munaye soha.
Page 27, short mandala offering
Sajipoki Shukshin Meto Dramri Rolingshi Nidhigam Body Sangye Shindu Mikte Uwa Yindro Kunanda Shinla Chupashu Vujasun Lama Dampa Yenam Kichu Ukala Yense Chuzinchi Jita Sampe Duche Sinma Lasa Gechuki Chapa Atusa Idam Guru Ratna Mandalaka Niryatayami.
So refresh your refuge and generate correct motivation of Bodhicitta to make our life most meaningful, and this very time in Bodh Gaya most meaningful, and this very session to be most beneficial for yourself, for rest of this family members, and for rest of the sentient beings. Sangye Jodang Zoye Jonan La Jaju Badu Dani Jazunje Daji Jeje Jebe Zonam Rola Benje Zangye Rubarai Jo Zangye Jodang Zoye Jonan La Jaju Badu Dani Jaz Daji Jeje Jebe Zonam Rola Benje jo zan ye je dan zo ye jo na la ja ju ba do na ne ja zo je da ye je 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 be zo nam do la be je zan ye ru ba ra jo. Yeah, so remember the kindness of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha and all the past, present, future Buddhas and lineage gurus for their blessing of Dharma, blessing of making our life most meaningful, introducing the most precious knowledge and attitude, the altruistic attitude and altruistic wisdom. There's no, as we discussed yesterday, the altruistic attitude, even just the altruistic attitude of bodhicitta, even in the form of aspirational state in your mind, even it is a creative, creative and not a spontaneous, just motivationally you make yourself to express the heart of bodhicitta, carries the power to transform from worst to the best, from unworldly to the worldly, from ordinary being to as equal value of bodhisattvas, become a Buddha's child, like a bodhisattvas. So what can be more precious gift that we can receive in entire existence than that? And that is due to the kindness of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha and all the lineage gurus who preserve that attitude and that wisdom, both in extensive learning as well as actualizing realization on the stages of the path, and living living in action, performing the deeds of altruism. Just remember, many of you witnessed the life, of late most precious Guru Gyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche. Even you happen to spend just 1 hour with him, you will realize what I mean. These gurus, they live their life in action, expressing altruism. So many people's life, hundreds and thousands of people's life change to better, in most meaningful in living on the path, living on the path of altruism. So yeah. So many destitute people's life were given home, given protection, given education, giving the guidance and leadership, not only for this lifetime but for rest of the existence, until enlightenment. Like one example, like myself. And there are many hundreds and thousands of like me, who very much like orphaned. It's completely uh, even though born as a human being, but then not much different than the the birds and the wild animals in the Himalaya. you know, like my life before received the blessing, the kindness of these gurus, is very much like one of the another wild animal. Oh. So 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 you see, because of this guru's blessing, who in this lifetime there's no relationship, no biological relationship. We don't know each other, and just kind of we hand over ourselves in their arm, and without any second thought they adopt you, and they provide you the whole life, and also most meaningful life. The fortune, the merit that I have to be able to even see you all, to meet you all, to be able to share this Dharma knowledge, Dharma experiences with you all, is totally due to the kindness of this guru's act of compassion in action. Other than that, it's completely, if not worse, maybe may perform maybe more negative karma than the wild animals, because the human mind, human beings are not guided well, they can become worse than animals. So therefore, like me, many others like that. Even for each and every one of us here to be able to enjoy this meritorious occasion of Dharma discourse, even in this Komba, is due to the kindness of like Lama Rinpoche. Otherwise this event may not happened, and due to the kindness of His Holiness. Many of you, maybe if His Holiness is not presiding program here, maybe you may not be even attending this course, you see. So therefore, so their influence, their blessings, the benefit we receive is beyond this lifetime. So it's unbelievable. So the moment we express our gratitude, remember their kindness, it's like the pipe that which channel the water. There's a little blockage, you just kind of take away, then like a easy flow of the nectar of blessing comes into us. Just simply expressing this gratitude to the Buddhas and to the Gurus. Kangi duzene zone dawa tamje bambe jire tambe jene denze ba godam de la cha se lo donye nye je zo do ju be la ma ze je kanje den chen chana be mo tenzin ja zo so wa de zo da ju jin ye lo. Thank you. Good morning. Hope everyone keeping okay. It seems like quite a few people having sore throats. So the sore throats, flu type kind of symptoms, it is one of the package when you come to India, and especially Bodh Gaya, and during this period. So I'm also having a little bit of that blessing. So as long as the voice is not lost, then it's okay. For you, the voice loss also no problem, but as long as you're able to be part of the session, yeah, not get too sick. Yeah. So yesterday we were talking about the benefits of bodhicitta. There are many benefits. Maybe I would like to read few more. So there's a verse in Three Principal Aspects of the Path, the text by Lama Tsongkhapa. Generate the generate the heart of bodhicitta, understanding how the sentient beings, start from our own present mother. The sentient beings are under the control or under the under the control of the four currents, the four causal currents, and due to engaging in the four causal currents of negativities, then experiencing the four resultant currents in this even in this present lifetime, and due to that they are completely helpless, and and comparing to your own position, you definitely carries the tools that you can able to liberate them by actualizing the heart of resolve. Then cause yourself to live a life under the guidance of the altruistic intention, so such as the four causal currents, the current of cyclic existence, current of current of craving, and then the current of ignorant, and current of wrong views. The current of ignorance very much referring to the obscuration, current of wrong views very much referring to the delusional obstacles. Because of that, then actualize the 12 interdependent link. Start from the birth, the very much talking about the 12 link of interdependent existence, due to the ignorance, etc. Then bring about creation of karma. Then you actualize the four resultant current, which is the birth in samsara by the force of karma and delusion, and then aging, sickness, and death, which is completely in others' power, uncontrollable. All this experience has to go through, and in most of the other sentient beings who don't even have tools to protect themselves like the dharma that you have. So due to that reason, then it is my responsibility to liberate, to guide them, to protect them, to liberate them. Then also um, again, Lama Tsongkhapa said that if you truly wish to achieve full enlightenment, then you have to, actualize the heart of bodhicitta. So it's the foundation to actualize the Mahayanic Dharma. Then you have to actualize bodhicitta. Then the Shantideva also in the Buddhist Sarvapachara, it says the for eons the Buddhas of the past and the present and the future, they search for that they search for a skillful tool that which can able to bring effective benefit to sentient being, and they couldn't find anything else other than bodhicitta. So there's no greater tools to offer service to sentient being, alleviate the suffering of sentient being, abide sentient being in the happiness. There's other than bodhicitta, there's no other tool. There's no other better tool than bodhicitta. So therefore, if you truly wish to help others, then develop bodhicitta. If you truly wish to help yourself, also develop bodhicitta. If you truly wish to help others, also develop bodhicitta. If you wish to experience the highest level of qualities, highest level of peace and happiness for your own benefit, develop bodhicitta. If you wish to offer that benefit to any other sentient being, it could be your loved one and rest of the other sentient being, then you develop bodhicitta. That's the only way that you're able to achieve all those purposes. Yeah, so this is the latter one, what Nagarjuna says in his text, the commentary on the bodhicitta. Yeah, so like master like Nagarjuna, who initially very skeptical person, never make any statement after himself experiencing the impact of any form of dharma, any form of practices. So there's no doubt that his statements are really truthful and beneficial. He was too similar like us in the beginning, and now he's enlightened being. Because of he adopt the practice of bodhicitta. 이제 랑다 신들 랑다 신들 줍된도 시나 탑시 요만이 chanju스네 마도바 상제 상제지 nga름 상제지 ngar tap masik. Yeah, all the Buddhas have other than bodhicitta, they didn't say anything else is workful, to use effective tool to benefit others. Then from the same text it says, this is what I also said yesterday, the amount of merit that you accumulate generating even a moment, even just one moment, only one time, the attitude of bodhicitta, if it is to be weighed or compared with the form, then even entire universe, or even entire universe amount of jewel you put together, the one moment of bodhicitta arising in your heart will be most helpful, most beneficial. Even gathering of the entire the amount of the entire universe, and all in the form of wish fulfilling jewel, and making offering to the 3 times Buddhas, that also in an infinite way. Of course that will accumulate extensive merit, but merit that you will accumulate, meritorious benefit you will accumulate just expressing one moment, even one time, it surpass that. Then also again in Shantideva's text, Bodhisattva said, it is a universal vehicle that saves all wandering beings from the state of loss, the rising moon of the enlightened mind that soothes the sorrow born of the afflictions. It is like the mighty sun that utterly dispels the gloom and ignorance of wandering beings. The creamy butter, rich and full, all churn from the milk of holy teachings. So bodhicitta is the essence of all the 84,000 teachings of the Dharma. So if you truly wish to practice the Buddha Dharma in fully, then you should adopt the practice of bodhicitta. Then the moment you generate even a moment of bodhicitta, right there, you become an object of veneration, you become object of offerings, you become object of praise. Meaning when you generate bodhicitta, then if someone venerate you, the other person receive meritorious blessings, meritorious benefits. If you generate bodhicitta, then someone make offering like food offerings or drinks, the person will receive immense of meritorious benefit, the person who performed that act. Then if someone praise you, then the person will receive immeasurable meritorious benefit because of you have generated the bodhicitta heart. And this generation, not even talking about spontaneous one, just creational one, even just for one moment, you become so precious, so beneficial for others, So even you wish to clear away the pain of one individual's headache, from depth of your heart, in the mind of compassion, if you express that even for one person, the merit is huge. So then no question if you express the wishes to overcome the entire suffering and discourses of all numberless sentient beings, no question about that. So the bodhicitta here is the heart that wishing, the aspiration of bodhicitta is wishing numberless sentient beings to be free from oceans of samsaric suffering, it is caused a karma and delusion, and to abide them in from peerless happiness, from temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness, enlightenment. So that is the heart. Here some people may think, it is very much talking about all accumulations of merit yourself, therefore you practice bodhicitta. It is not a selfish thought. The merit is necessary. So merits are the tools that you can use to benefit others. Without merit, very much like a limbless. So the more the merit that you gather, more the opportunity you receive to offer benefit to others. More the merit that you have, more skillful means you actualize to benefit others. More merit you have, more the lengthy time that you can able to be in the service of sentient being. The more merit you have, you become more wiser, more courageous, more wisdom. uh, then it become most effective. The more the merit you have, you start to understand more the detailed mental dispositions of others, so that you can benefit them accordingly, their capabilities, and you can reach out in one time, in many to many, and even though it's just a heart, the dedication becomes so effective. The more the merit you have, your prayers become most effective, your well wishes become most effective. That's why we request prayers from the holy beings, holy gurus, because of they carry more merit, because they spend more time accumulating virtues. Because of that, similarly, you can be in that same position. Then the best, the easiest way to accumulate great amount of merit is through bodhicitta, generating bodhicitta. You see, so it helps. By generating bodhicitta, you earn so much merit. By earning so much merit, you fulfill the purpose of bodhicitta. Then also the Shantideva teaching, teach about they having the heart of benefiting others, elevating suffering to other suffering beings, is far more greater than making offerings to the Buddhas, making extensive offering to the Buddhas. So if we really want to service the Buddha, then we have to help sentient being, we have to benefit sentient being. If we really want to honor Buddha's teaching, then we need to preserve bodhicitta, and we need to engage in your very best serving sentient being, elevating their suffering, conditioning, happiness, their happiness. Most importantly, conditioning the other sentient beings to create merits, create virtues. That way, that way they can equip with with their own merits, that can act as an antidote to elevate from the suffering. Because we don't have the ability to I would say ability to provide the direct cause for them to be free from suffering. We can only condition them. So the sentient being themselves need to create direct cause, direct antidote, which is realizing wisdom of emptiness, actualizing bodhicitta. It has to happen even to the hell beings, in order the hell beings to be liberated. It has to happen to the animals if they need to be liberated. You see, so we can't do that. We cannot realize emptiness for them. We cannot realize bodhicitta for them. You see, but without that direct cause, they cannot progress in the path. So our main job is to condition virtue in them. Condition. That's why dedication of merits. Then in our day-to-day life, whenever we encounter sentient beings, we look at them. We look at them, and let's say the dog's going there. Say, look at the dog, then recite Om Mani Padme Hum. Look at the dog, then you generate compassion, love. You generate bodhicitta. So the dog condition you, or dog cause you to generate that bodhicitta. The dog is one of a major reason. Because of that, dog accumulate merit because of being the condition, your accumulations of merit. So this is how that led the other sentient being to involve in creations of merit by themselves. Asking the dogs to listen to teaching, they won't. Meditate, they won't, isn't it? But but one thing we can do, they make them as a reason for you to practice. So especially when we travel by trains or car, even in the West or everywhere, you see so many animals. So you look at them. You from the window. You look at them. You recite mantras. You generate compassion. You generate bodhicitta. So each one of them directly play themselves in part of the creations of merit. So therefore even we don't see, we visualize. That's why we visualize the hell beings, we visualize the hungry ghosts, we visualize all those animals, all those spirits, gods and demigods and all the rest of the human being. And thinking of the six realm generate compassion. So each one of them become they themselves participate in the creations of that merit, and that merit, it become a direct antidote to their own limitations. Then on top of that, we dedicate the merit that even play, that added the conditional causes to ripen their meritorious karma. So doing like that is far more beneficial than making offering to Buddha. You even own the entire universe and make offering to Buddha. Even if you ask Buddha, are you happy with that? Or you're happy more that I serve one sentient being? Buddha said, no, I definitely happy if you serve sentient being. I have no interest with all this tangible offerings. He may answer like that. So this is what it means here. So again, from the same text, whether to do with your own happiness or others' happiness, everything comes from wishing others' happiness. Whatever problem that our individual self going through, or collectively in going through in the family or in the society, or whatever trouble that goes through in the world, whatever trouble that you see in others, all are due to the self-cherishing attitude, due to the self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. So the best antidote to the self-cherishing attitude, who is the destroyer of all our peace, is the bodhicitta. So what is the antidote to self-cherishing attitude? Is the bodhicitta. What is the antidote to self-grasping ignorance? Is emptiness. You see. So then there's one Ladagi Lama, he's always recall his kindness. He's one of main guru, especially who transmit the Bodhisarvabhacharya. He says, Dola Pemba Sheba, Dola Kangi Penjushi, Dola Zewe Gomana Chanju Semjo Diniyins. So what it means by benefiting others, what it means by benefiting sentient being, and what it really definitely brings benefit to others, that is the compassionate. The compassion is the one. The compassionate heart or the compassionate action is the one that benefit others. And what is the most matured, most complete? The best aspect of compassion is bodhicitta. So that is the most beneficial, to sentient beings. That's the most beneficial tool to benefit sentient beings. Again, from the same text, just as all the Buddhas of the past embrace the awakened attitude in mind, and in the present of the Bodhisattvas, step by step, abort and train. So this is very much after learning many benefits of the bodhicitta, then remember how past and the present and the future Buddhas preserve this attitude is first you take the aspirational Bodhisattva vow, then gradually you take the engaging Bodhisattva vow, then you train yourself step by steps. So here never asking, from the very first day you have to become like Bodhisattva, not asking from the very first day you cannot get angry. Some people decided not to take Bodhisattva because they still think that it's not possible to not to get angry once in a while. So everything to be trained step by steps, gradually. It doesn't mean that you have to be so altruistic immediately. We have such a great habitual the ordinary way of thinking, ordinary way of behavior, worldly concerns, start with all those influence from beginningless lifetime. Even in this lifetime, majority of our life is spent in worldly doings. So it's not immediately those will go away. But as long as you adopt the Bodhisattva precepts, as long as you decided to enter in the Bodhisattva's path, that itself act as an antidote to purify all those impurity that we have accumulated from beginningless time. And the moment you take commitment, that comes with certain discipline, and discipline is needed, because that way daily we will discipline to habituate in these new habits, you see. So such as yesterday we discussed about the 4 precepts. One 4 precept to the number one, first one is learn many benefits of bodhicitta. Learn as many benefits is there of the bodhicitta. Then you decided to take the Bodhisattva precept. Once you take the Bodhisattva precept, then now you live in the path by changing your old habit to the new habit, old worldly habit to a altruistic habit, Bodhisattva's habit, by at least minimum remembering 3 times a day, 3 times a night. This one is a second precept, remember. Then as I mentioned yesterday, at least remember the first thing in the morning in the bed when you awake, first thing you generate bodhicitta motivation for rest of your existence, rest of your life, rest of this year, this month, this day. Then when you go for breakfast, you can think of bodhicitta. When you go for on the first day, I was talking, I don't know, first day or second day, I was talking about the making charity of food and drink that you eat, remember. In the prayer it said we don't eat the food because of attachment, just because of we want to fill your stomach or fill the hunger, pacify the hunger, but you eat the food with so much bodhicitta meaning, to make charity to minimum 84,000 living beings that which reside in our body, or you consume the food so that you can have this precious human vehicle to be in the service of other sentient being. So when you eat breakfast, you think you recall bodhicitta, refresh bodhicitta the second time. So when you eat lunch, you recall the third time. So that's already 3 times a day. Okay, not too much. So then 3 times at night, so maybe dinner, then when before go to bed, then so the first one is when you come back home from work or other activities, then just what do you call, rewind, reflect on your daily activities. If there's any wrongdoings intentional or unintentional happen, then you purify them in the heart of bodhicitta. If there's any good thing you have achieved, rejoice them in the heart of bodhicitta. Then after that, then you comfortably go. Then of course you will have a dinner, isn't it? Or you have dinner first. It's okay. You have dinner first. If you are hungry, you eat dinner first. Then again, you eat the dinner with bodhicitta. Then after that, then you do the one just mentioned. Then after that, then you go to bed. Then you go to sleep with the bodhicitta motivation. As I mentioned before, yesterday, the sleep mind can be changed, diverted with the motivation. So if you sleep with bodhicitta, without needing to do any job, 6-7 hours, you live in. You absolutely live in Bodhisattva's path. You are absolutely accumulating immeasurable merits, as I again mentioned before, all going to be the resources for you to bring happiness to yourself and bring happiness to others, be in the service of others. How amazing is like that. Anyway, need to sleep, so why not we sleep with bodhicitta, isn't it? Yeah, so so then if best, then before any activity you perform, you recall bodhicitta and try to infuse by bodhicitta of that action that you're going to perform. Even just before take a walk, or even every step, you can also meditate on bodhicitta. Or every major event, just before getting into car, you generate bodhicitta. Or just before meeting the person, you generate bodhicitta. So like that. And eventually you come to a point that without needed reasoning or reminder, the bodhicitta will be arise spontaneously, and that's the time that you are in fact become resultant bodhisattva. You really become bodhisattva in real time, you see. So then the third precept is always find reason to serve the sentient beings. Always find reasons to accumulate merits, and that way the bodhicitta commitment or bodhicitta aspiration you have generated or you have taken a vow will never degenerate. One of the ways not to degenerate is always find reason to serve others, always find reason to benefit others, always find ways to alleviate suffering of others, always find ways to bring happiness to others, and always for the benefit of sentient being, always find reason to be happy. Very important. For the benefit of being in the service of sentient beings' happiness, you have to find all reasons yourself to be happy, positive. How many challenges may be going through in life, comparing to the preciousness that you have, this bodhicitta heart, the trouble is nothing. The trouble is meaningless. Even that trouble, take away part of your limb, also no loss, because of what you have is the most precious one, and that will result indestructible, vajra body, result of bodhicitta. Even while practicing bodhicitta, even someone come and cut limb and half of your body, or taken away your eyeball, is nothing to be concerned, if you're really serious about it, because the merit you're earning or the preciousness that you have of bodhicitta, the result you're going to enjoy is indestructible vajra body. You see? Otherwise, how much you protect and you let go of bodhicitta, you still, these aggregates carry the nature of destruction. Eventually we perish. So like that. So anyway, in the name of so in the reason of having all the meritorious tools to benefit sentient being, need to accumulate merit, then you find every ways to accumulate merit by making offerings to the Buddhas, like such as 7 limb practices, which is also we discussed, the class before, like 7 limb offerings, find 7 limb practices, find every opportunity to make offerings, so inner offering, outer offering, secret offering, suchness offering, find whatever way is possible. Then whatever possible, engage in purifications of negativities, because those are obstacle, for you to be effectively be in the service of sentient being. You see, then always stay close with the virtuous friend. Always stay close with the virtuous friend, and stay close with the scriptures and the teachings that teach the benefits and teach the teaching on the advantage of bodhicitta. You see, this Kadampa Geshe Tenzin, who is the heart disciple of Lama Atisha. When Geshe Tenzin was passing away, his heart disciple Geshe Podowa was lament with so much sadness. He felt that his life without the physical existence of his guru, it would be like a blind man, and mute and blind and completely in the darkness, like no direction. So with a great lament, so he expressed this to bedridden his teacher, Geshe Tenzin. So Geshe Tenzin says, no, not to worry, not to worry. You will never be separated from me, as long as you always cultivate good heart. Always cultivate good heart. It means cultivate bodhicitta. Then always stay close to the scriptures that teaches the teaching on bodhicitta. Then always surround by companions that which carry the respect to the practice of bodhicitta. He say, if you remain your life like that, he say, you are never separated from me. He say, your teacher is the teaching that which teach teaching on bodhicitta. So these are great advice for us. You see, this is to follow. Exactly, this is the advice that we should follow. Then the fourth precept is never to give up sentient being. Never to give up sentient being. Yeah. So there are a few areas that is so dangerous for us to give up sentient being. Especially those of the loved one that who disappoint you, the loved one that who cause harm to you, and if your faith, if your understanding in the virtue, in the karma, in practice of bodhicitta is not strong, then you may doubt yourself. How come? I benefited them so much. I supposed to receive result of benefit, which should be a good one. But how come others behave that way, even though how much I benefit them? Then you may let go of that being from your benefits, etc., etc. So like what in the adverses, so this is very good. So whenever I meet people of unpleasant character or those overwhelmed by negativity, pain or suffering, may I cherish and care for them as if I had found a rare and precious treasure difficult to find. So whenever you meet difficult people, you have this altruistic understanding, like you found precious jewel, rare to find. Precious jewel, why? So that you can able to practice the practice of 6 paramita, such as like patience, such as compassion, love, and that way, then your path is going to be, develop swiftly. So then, whenever others, because of their jealousy, treat me badly with abuse, insult, slander, or in other unjust way, may I accept this defeat myself and offer the victory to others. You see, even in that such circumstances, you still communicate with this kind of behavior with sense of with expression of compassion. Then another one is, when someone whom I have benefited or in whom I have placed great trust and hope, like such as as a parent we would do this to all our children, isn't it? And as a couple, the husband will have this kind of attitude towards your wife, and the wife may have the same attitude towards your husband, and among the friends. But instead of thanking you, harm me or treat me in the hurtful way without reason, may I see the person as my precious teacher. You see, so all the people, any harm givers, especially those who live closely with you, like your children, your parents, your partners, whoever give difficult life to you, in the practice of bodhicitta, they are not less precious than your precious guru. Shakyamuni Buddha weren't able to help us to practice patience. People who express so much love and respect to you, no way you can practice patience with them. Only the difficult people, the harm givers, are the one that make us, accomplish the paramita of patience. Without perfecting that, no enlightenment. You see. So from that point of view, those people are no less precious than your precious guru. So you regard them as your guru. Immediately, soothe your heart. It's like a water. Cold water pour into boiling hot water, like that, soon, like that. So this is a icy water. Whenever we feel upset, we feel disappointed, we feel hurt by people around you, you pour this very cooling nectar of the Dharma, regard them as your teacher, like that. So okay, so yes, okay. Then I move on to the text, the lamp for the path by Lama Atisha. So now we start from the verse 19. So verse 19 to verse 33 very much focus on engaging bodhicitta practice. The earlier discussions are all focused on the aspiring bodhicitta practice. So in this section, there's also a discussion to be done about the Bodhisattva vows, such as 18 root vows, 46 secondary vows. So I think let's see how much time we have. Okay, verse 19, it says, without the vow of the engaging intention, perfect aspiration will not grow. Make effort definitely to take it, since you want the wish for enlightenment to grow. So if you really want to achieve Buddhahood, if you really want to progress on the Mahayanic path, then you have no choice. You have to take the Bodhisattva vow. There shouldn't be any second thought. This aspiring bodhicitta, when it going to be engaging bodhicitta? What determined that now my aspiring this motivational bodhicitta, creative bodhicitta become engaging bodhicitta practice? The moment you take the precepts, the moment you take the Bodhisattva vow. So without the vows of the engaging intention, perfect aspiration will not grow. Perfect bodhicitta will not grow. So therefore, make effort definitely. Make effort, and definitely make sure take it. Because your wishes is to become Buddha, isn't it? That's the reason. Then the second, then the verse 20 is that those who maintain any of the 7 kinds of individual liberation vows have the ideal prerequisite for the Bodhisattva vow, not others. So, in order to take Bodhisattva vow, you need the prerequisite. You need the foundation. What is the foundation? The 7 individual liberation vows are the foundation. So then second verse it says, verse 21, the Tathagata spoke about 7 kind of individual liberation vows. The best of this is the glorious pure conduct, said to be the vows of fully ordained person. So individual liberation, 7 individual liberation vows like refuge, lay vows, ordained, ordained, also preordained, novice ordained, fully ordained. So these are 7 different kind of individual liberation vows. And Buddha said the best foundation is to have a fully ordained Sangha vow. If not, at least a novice. If not, at least preordained. If not, at least 5 lay vows. If not, at least must have refuge precept. Then verse 22, according to the ritual described in the chapter on the discipline in the Bodhisattva stage, the Bodhisattva stage is by Asanga. Take the vow from the good and the well qualified spiritual teacher. Verse 23, understand that the good spiritual teacher is one skilled in the vow ceremony, who live by the vow and has confidence and compassion to bestow it. So once you decided to take the Buddhist vow, first of all you need to have the refuge vow. That need to be taken care. After that, you need to take the vows from there's a 2 ways. One is to take the vow from a spiritual teacher. Another one is which we'll discuss later, to take in front of holy objects like Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, holy objects. So if you are taking from a teacher, then the teacher is someone that well qualified. So need a basic qualification, as we best is those 10 Mahayanic teachers' qualities. So the Mahayanic teacher got 10 qualities, Vinaya teacher got 10 qualities, Tantric teacher got 10 qualities. I've discussed that in the first day. Minimum 5, if not minimum 3. Someone who carries good ethical conduct, someone who is compassionate, and someone who know the teaching, or here someone who know how to offer the ceremony. So now here, knowing how to offer the ceremony is not just reading the text and know, but here the qualification is you need to receive it from someone that who already, someone that who has the Buddhist vow, and who live in the Buddhist vow, and which lineage can trace all the way to the Buddhas, all those realized ones. So so you say you should take Buddhist vow from such teachers. So that's why I say what the teachings say, understand that a good spiritual teacher is one skilled in the vow ceremony. Ceremony on the basis of having the lineage and living in the precept. You see, once you have Buddhist vow, in order to give Buddhist vow to other, you need to refresh that every single day. Okay, the teacher who offer Buddhist vow is every single day you need to refresh it in your own time. You see, and refreshing 3 times a day, 3 times a night. So if you break one day, in fact, even you know how to do the ceremony, you are not qualified to offer. So the vow has to be intact. So even the day that offering the Buddhist vow, right before has to refresh it, has to have a very absolute presence of the vow. Then you pass this lineage to others, like that, who live by the vows. That's what it meant. And confident and compassionate. Of course, you offer the vow solely has to be reason of understanding the value of the vow, understanding the limitations of the samsaric limitations that that audience that who taking the precept. So it has to carry again bodhicitta motivation to offer the precept. Not others, like that. Then verse 24. However, in case you try but cannot find such a spiritual teacher, I shall explain another correct procedure for taking the vow. I shall write here very clearly as explained in the Ornament of Manjushri's Buddha Land Sutra how long ago, when Manjushri was Ambaraja, he arose the intention to become enlightened. So so if you don't find a teacher, then you can take it the another way without the teachers present, because the precept is so precious, so beneficial. Life lies in the nature of impermanent. Death is certain. Time of death is uncertain. We really can't guarantee that I will live up to next moment. And while having this precious human rebirth, if we didn't manage to adopt this most valuable, most beneficial Dharma, the Bodhicitta precept, there won't be any greater loss than that. You see, there's no, especially after meeting Mayanic teaching, then you reserve not to take it. Then I would say there's no greater foolish than, I'm so sorry to use this word, but no greater foolish than me if I happen to do that. You see, unless you can guarantee I have time, I will live up to tomorrow, so I will take it tomorrow. You see, so even within this period, we live in hallucination. We're going to take the vow on 27, as if we're definitely going to live up to that. You see, so how if unable to live up to that day? You see, so therefore, okay, so we need to rush to take it. So we're going to take it tomorrow. And so up to tomorrow, we better practice White Thara, long life deities, to make sure that we live up to tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to the stupa. So I've already discussed with Annie that we're going to go after lunch. So instead of early morning. I was told by some friends the early morning will be more crowd, but if you go lunch break, it will be lesser because everybody go and eat. So that's what they say. Anyway, this period of time anyway going to be crowded in all time. So when we go to the Mahabodhi temple, best if we find a spot under the Bodhi tree. If not in any area, we're going to take in front of that Bodhi tree, and in the Shakyamuni Buddha's holy object present. Okay, so there we all going to take that in silent, because if we talk, there's so many noise, so not possible. So what prayer we're going to do? The refuge and Bodhicitta prayer. With that, you refresh your refuge. Even those of you who don't have refuge, I think just feel the blessing and the presence of. Even the last few teachings, every time there's a refreshing of the refuge. So those of you who are here who don't have refuge, you already have the blessing. So, but we will still do the ceremony separately, which is to get the certificate. That's only for the certificate. But otherwise, we're all okay. So therefore, recite Sangye Chödang Soji Sonamla Changju Badu Dane Kyasumje Dageji Soji Sonamje Dola Beje Sangye Druvasho. So this 4-line refuge and Bodhicitta prayer. When we go there, we do 3 prostration. Kneel down as taught in the teaching before. Kneel your right knee, touch on the floor, left knee up, put a prostration mudra. Then recite this 3 times. Sangye Chödang Soji. I go for refuge in Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Then what it says in English, by practice of generosity, May I become Buddha? Yes. Perfect the practice of six perfection, then may I become Buddha. So anyway, you can memorize that today. If some of you don't know how to chant, this is so beneficial, and this will be helpful later. This is the verse that you can use as a refreshing refuge and bodhicitta 6 times, in the day and night after you have the refuge precepts. Okay, so. You recite 3 times. At the end of the third recitation, then you understand in the presence of the Shakyamuni Buddha, Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, where he enlightened, where he gained enlightenment, with the witness of the Buddha tree, witness of the Guru Shakyamuni Buddhas, the absolute Dharmakaya present, and witnessed by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 direction. I actualize the precept of bodhicitta. Then after that we do 3 prostration, then we move on. So tomorrow we're going to do that. Okay. So verse 26, in the presence of the protector, means Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, you see. So when you take Vinaya vow, the object from whom you take, the representations are different when you take Bodhisattva vows, and similar goes to the Tantra, also different. So for the Bodhisattva vow, you need to take from Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So if you are taking in person, then of course you take from a spiritual teacher. But otherwise, the object that you represent from whom you are taking, either Buddha's image or Bodhisattva's image. If not, you even just visualize that, or something represent bodhicitta, like a Bodhi tree at the Mahabodhi temple. In the presence of the protectors, I arose the intention to gain full enlightenment. I invite all beings as my guests. So the whole purpose of taking Bodhisattva precept is to invite all sentient beings as a guest of yours, where you can serve them with the practice of love and compassion. Not just for now, but for the rest of existence, and shall free them from silent existence. So that's the purpose why you are taking Bodhisattva precept. Verse 27. From this moment onward, until I attain enlightenment, I shall not harbor harmful thoughts, anger, avarice, or envy. So, after taking Bodhisattva vow, while taking Bodhisattva vow, you restructured your heart. So from now on, in my very best, I'm not going to generate any negative thoughts, towards others, towards any sentient being, including to myself, to any sentient being, Verse 28, I shall cultivate pure conduct, which is the Bodhisattva vows, which is the pure conduct, the practice of 6 paramita, or 18 root vows, or 46 secondary vows. So in short, what is that? If able to benefit others, do your best. If unable to benefit, always refrain from causing harm to others. That's it. So that's the essence. Give up wrongdoings and desire. So give up wrongdoings such as 10 non-virtues. Then most importantly, give up desirous graspings, because desirous grasping serve as the basis to generate aversion grasping, anger. Desirous grasping also serve rest of the other delusions, even though ignorance is the root, but in the general functions of our gross emotion, the desire is the main reason behaving in many other delusions, like such as anger, etc. When the desire is not fulfilled, then arise anger. When the desire is not happy, jealousy. When desire is fulfilled, ego. etc. So say, give up wrongdoings and desire, and with joy in the vows of discipline, train myself follow the Buddhas. So you, from now on, the whole purpose of taking the Buddhist vow is live on the path of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So learn about their way of living, like such as Bodhisattva Avatarcharya, Bodhisattva's way of life by Shantideva, is the perfect guideline how to live a life like a Bodhisattva. That's why even the name of the text called Bodhisattva's way of life. So this is another text, is like must study. Then 29. I shall not be eager to reach enlightenment in the quickest way, but shall stay behind till the very end, for the sake of single being. So once you take Buddhist vow, the whole purpose of actualizing enlightenment is be in the service of sentient being, isn't it? To serve sentient being, isn't it? But right now you are already able to serve sentient being, then he said nothing to rush. You can have this settledness, the heart of settledness, that as long as I be in the service of sentient being, my focus will be the service right now and then. You forget about the capability to serve others that you have now, and wishing that I want to get enlightenment, rushing towards that, but forgetting sentient being, then it doesn't serve the purpose. So one of the ways saying that after achieving enlightenment also serve sentient being. So since I already have opportunity now, I don't have to rush. So if at home, the home environment need your love, compassion, then there's no need to rush to go anywhere else to practice the bodhicitta. That's the right place. So we can understand. If your country is very difficult place, if you're a really true practitioner of bodhicitta, then if you can make even a slight changes for better, then that's the right place for you to serve. There's no other better place to develop bodhicitta. So in another way of understanding is that once you develop bodhicitta, even in the aspirational level, there's no waiting period to apply it into action. Immediately right there, whatever you can, at least in the heart, you always dedicate your practice to others, or like generate compassion, like that. Then verse 30, I shall purify limitless inconceivable land and remain in the 10th direction for all those who call my name. So purify limitless realms, purify limitless inconceivable land means purify the samsara. So such as teaching in the Maitreya's Ornament, Ornament of Clear Realization, then also, I don't know which text, but Lama Tsongkhapa also said that purifying the mind is the same as creating Buddha's land. Purifying your mind is the way, it is what it means, creating the Buddha's realm, or purifying limitless inconceivable land. So you see, if you purify your mind, you purify all the object of your perception. All the limitations, the environmental limitation, limitation of this samsaric person, samsaric environment, all are due to not purified mind of ours, because of our mind is not purified because of that. And the reason for that is, for Buddha's perception, there's no impure land. For Buddha's perception, there's no samsara. For Buddha's perception, in Buddha's perception, there's no suffering sentient being. In Buddha's perception, there's no samsara. No, in Buddha's perception, all samsaric lands are celestial land, pure land. All beings are dakas and dakinis, because his mind is purified. So therefore he able to perceive that. For us, we can't see. Even we happen to see actual Buddha coming in our way, we only able to see ordinary person, like a Devadatta. Devadatta, one of the monk who lived closest to Buddha, but he only saw faults in Buddha. Whenever he teach bodhicitta, he say, you are flattering, you are cheating people. Then until Devadatta is so gone crazy, I'm so sorry to say that, Devadatta ji, until that Buddha, he eat food that contains salt. So he say, oh, that's also wrong. So I'm going to eat food that free of salt, which is maybe good for health for him. But like everything he see is something contradicting and against Buddha. It's because of not purify his mind, even though Buddha living present with him. You see. So then another example is, the cup of pure water, simultaneously viewed by three kind of being, the gods or the Buddhas and pretas and human. For human, that liquid you perceive, you taste, and you taste as a water only, not nectar, not pulse and blood, because of our karma, means because of our perception, because of our mind. For preta, they don't see, they don't taste water, they see and taste blood and pus, and that is real blood and pus for the preta. For human, this is real water, but for Buddhas, they see and taste nectar. It's not water, it's not blood and pus, because of their mind, because of their mind is purified. You see. So there's therefore, like what Lama Tsongkhapa says, purifying the inconceivable land to create a Buddha's realm is all about talking about purifying your own mind. So how to purify our mind? Just very much replacing our all conceptual habit from altruistic wisdom and altruistic attitude. That's the way you're able to purify the impure being, impure land, to a pure pure land and pure beings, like that. So that's why it is so true. Sometimes I share my own life experience with my father. Me and my father has a very tough relationship. So I used to perceive him like that's he's the worst person in whole universe, and so after I become a monk, and then my teacher, I call long story short. So there are many things. So, but then my teacher reminded every day by patting my head, say, kindest person in your life is your father. And initially I get even more angry, more upset. But at the same time, I'm not there to ask the teacher, why you are saying this? Can you explain to me? I have no guts to ask that. So it took about 3 years, and there certain incident happened. The one of the worst incident is that he passed away. After he passed away, then I realized, after burst into cry, yelling, cry, that makes me miss him. That makes me realize his void. Then that also, that cleansing through the tears, and he's physically being void in my life, make me realize that all the fortune that I'm enjoying now, be so close to unbelievable enlightened teachers, able to preserve the monastic vow, able to live in such a pure land, like pure environment. Yesterday I shared the story about how I felt when I first came to monastery. It's like a pure land. All this due to the kindness of his treatment to me. You see, if he didn't treat me bad, by now I won't be here with you. I will be with the 1 or 2 cows. If I have 1,000 cows, also it was not bad. Maybe 1 or 2 cows. But I have a immense of land, then maybe I do big business, but very small land. And whole day after day, farming, looking after that cow. Then maybe, I'm sure, we have a wife, children, and most of the time, I'm sure I will be fighting with them. I don't think in such a stressful environment, I don't think every day you express, love. I think every day might be arguing, complaining. So you see, so liberation from all this difficult life and achieving this unbelievable meaningful life is all because of his treatment to me. And right there I saw the worst person to the best person, literally from depth of your heart. Like, felt that he's the first guru. His value, suddenly he's now my central guru. Before, he is the worst enemy in my life. So that is the proof. My own experience is all about your perception, our own mind. If our mind is purified, the object is the same, and you can turn 360 degree different. So it's so true. You see. So if you wish to overcome nasty people, purify our mind, change our mind. If we wish to get away from difficult places, purify our mind. If we wish to enjoy Buddha realm, purify our mind. If we wish to enjoy the companies of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas only, purify our mind. Doesn't matter whether they are nasty people or real Buddha, doesn't matter. As long as you purify your mind, you enjoy that, you see. So, yeah. So then verse 31, I shall purify all my bodily and my verbal form of activity, my mental activity too. I shall purify and do nothing that is non-virtuous. So doing nothing non-virtuous is the way to purify our mind. Replacing all the non-virtuous body, speech and mind into virtuous body, speech and mind is what it means, purify mind. Then verse 32, when those observing the vow of the active intention have trained well in the 3 forms of discipline, their respect for these 3 forms of discipline grows, which cause purity of body, speech and mind. So 3 forms of discipline is the discipline gathering virtue, discipline morality of gathering virtue, morality of abstaining from non-virtue, and morality of being in the service of sentient being. So after you take the Buddhist vow, one of the essence of the precept is to live in this 3 morality. You see, so abstaining from negativities as much as in your very best, then gathering virtues as much as possible, and live in the service of sentient being. So that way, Bodhisattva vow will grow, bodhicitta will grow, your path will grow. Then verse 33, therefore, through effort in the vows made by Bodhisattva for pure, full enlightenment and the collections for complete enlightenment will be thoroughly accomplished. So by doing so, through efforts, first you take the vow, and then the vow that's set by Bodhisattva, vow that practiced by Bodhisattvas, and they experience the result, how beneficial it is. So now they set such a vow for us to practice like them. By doing so, you accumulate the 2 collections of merit of methods, merit of wisdom, in order to actualize the full enlightenment. And enlightenment will be, without delay, will be accomplished. Thank you very much. So Maybe I stop here. Thank you. Beje Joshe Mendo Tam Rerablation Yende Jamba de Sanje Shindo Migde Bro Droga Namda Shinla Jubarai Sho Ye Damam Guru Rana Mendala Kamne Yadaya. Thank you. So have tea, then we get back 10:45. Okay? Thank you.